IRAKLI and ONGARBAEV both have defeated John Brzezinski, but the surprising fact is that IRAKLI predicted ONGARBAEV to lose to John and ONGARBAEV predicted IRAKLI to lose to John. So they may not have that much trust and faith in each other's capabilities. Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Pradeep from Armwrestling News, and in this video we will discuss IRAKLI versus ONGARBAEV match. This video will be divided in 5 parts. First one is details of the match, then we'll talk about the physical stats of the athletes, then we'll talk about the previous matches and how well they performed. Fourth one is going to be strengths and weaknesses of both of them, and the fifth and final part will be prediction and future outcome of this match. So let's start with the first one, the details of the match. East versus West 7 May 6th and 105 kilos or 231 pounds world title on the right arm. ONGARBAEV is the current champion and he will be defending his title in Istanbul, Turkey at around midnight time on May 6th. Let's move on to their physical stats. ONGARBAEV is 28 years old from Kazakhstan. He's about 6 foot 1.5. I've seen at some places he was listed as 6 foot 2. He looks really tall for sure. 105 kilos, biceps 17.7 inches and forearms 16.5 inches. Let's move on to IRAKLI. From Georgia, 25 years old, 6 foot 3, so slightly taller, 105 kilos, 18-inch biceps and 17-inch forearms. So despite the same weight, IRAKLI looks like a slightly bigger arm wrestler. IRAKLI lost to Todzilla at East vs West 3 with a score of 3 pins to 0 in favor of Todd Hutchings. After that, he has not lost a single match. He has defeated Krasimir Kostadinov, Marcio Barboza, Lachlan Adair, and recently John Brzezinski with a score of 3 pins to 2. ONGARBAEV came back from a shoulder surgery and he defeated John Brzezinski in a great match. After that, he defeated Monster Michael Todd. Common match, obviously, John Brzezinski. IRAKLI defeated John 3 pins to 2 in a war, and ONGARBAEV defeated John 3 pins to 1, with the second and third rounds being really close. Evgeny Prudnik also has something common with these two guys. Prudnik defeated ONGARBAEV with a score of 4 pins to 2 in 2019 top 8, and he recently, well not recently, about 1 year ago, practice pulled with IRAKLI ZIRAKASHVILI on the side table after defeating Artem Morozov. And there he got top rolled by IRAKLI in the first pull and then he hooked him and beat him comfortably. Similar thing happened in the match against ONGARBAEV as well. When Prudnik tried to top roll ONGARBAEV, he lost 2 times. But when he tried to force the hook, it was comfortable for Prudnik. I think this match is going to have a lot of national pride involved. ONGARBAEV wants to make his nation of Kazakhstan proud and IRAKLI doesn't want to disappoint the Georgian team either. Let's talk about their strengths and weaknesses. There are lots and lots of strengths, maybe not that much weaknesses. So ONGARBAEV is considered to be one of the most technically sound arm wrestlers in today's arm wrestling world. He has a very rare combination of fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. Fast twitch enables him to hit quickly and hit explosively at the go and also during the matches. And after a superior position has already been established because of speed and explosivity, now the slow twitch fibers enables him to arm wrestle forever without getting tired. Despite looking like a physically weaker and smaller man, the way he was able to outsmart and beat Michael King's move, now he is also considered by many to have one of the greatest and highest table IQs in arm wrestling. But despite all of these attributes, ONGARBAEV, in my opinion, is a little bit away from perfection. Round 1 against John Brzezinski. ONGARBAEV found himself in a compromised position against John and he was completely overwhelmed from there. He doesn't have a defensive game when everything is taken away from him. And round 1 against Monster Michael Todd. ONGARBAEV lost to Michael's flop press despite having complete hand control throughout the match. If we go back to 2019, both of the times when Prudnik tried to top roll ONGARBAEV, he failed. But with near perfect hooking abilities like Prudnik, it is possible to beat ONGARBAEV in a hook. So clearly there are some weaknesses in ONGARBAEV's game. But the big question is IRAKLI strong enough to beat ONGARBAEV in his weak spots? Can IRAKLI get there? IRAKLI's strengths are speed and explosiveness. He used to be a 75 kg guy few years ago. But as he got bigger and stronger, his explosiveness seemed to stay with him. Unfortunately for IRAKLI, ONGARBAEV is equally strong in all those attributes if not stronger than IRAKLI. IRAKLI has a newly developed strong flop press which is stronger than ONGARBAEV's flop press but may not be strong enough to pierce through ONGARBAEV's defense. Yes, we know, I also know that ONGARBAEV defeated Kordecha without his wrist, but that is more of a side pressure than a down pressure flop press which may be needed to beat ONGARBAEV. IRAKLI probably has the best in class back pressure and bicep strength, but back pressure without wrist wouldn't mean much. So is IRAKLI's wrist and pronation strong enough to hold against ONGARBAEV? I think it can be a matter of speed and timing. But if we look at the past, John was able to top roll IRAKLI and ONGARBAEV was able to top roll John. ONGARBAEV for sure looked better against John, but it took him quite a bit of effort and quite a bit of time to move John off center. IRAKLI did that every time way earlier than ONGARBAEV, although he lost his hand, but that's a separate topic. So point number 5, my prediction about this match. Just like the polls are saying, I am also going with the popular opinion ONGARBAEV with a score of 3 pins to 1. But I won't be surprised one bit if IRAKLI is able to pull off the upset. The reason being that ONGARBAEV has almost 2 decades of arm wrestling experience. Yeah, I know it sounds strange, 28-year-old guy and 2 decades of arm wrestling experience. He started when he was a child. So for him to get stronger without getting bigger isn't that easy. Maybe he has already peaked, for all we know. He may need to get bigger to get stronger from this point. IRAKLI, on the other hand, is 3 years younger and also has less experience than ONGARBAEV. So the potential or the current rate at which he is growing may be faster than ONGARBAEV. I think it's a safe bet to say that IRAKLI is getting stronger and better faster than his opponent at this point of time. ONGARBAEV has only one top roll option to beat IRAKLI, but IRAKLI has a top roll and a flop press. Although it is going to be almost impossible to flop press ONGARBAEV 3 times in a row, which IRAKLI may need to do if he loses his wrist in the first round, but anything can happen. But I'm still going with the most simple analogy that ONGARBAEV top rolled John Brzezinski and John top rolled IRAKLI, so ONGARBAEV will also top roll IRAKLI. My prediction 3-1. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider joining as a member of this channel. Share this video if you can. My name is Pradeep and I thank you so much for watching.